Hello, this is Joseph Hack in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. The book I am writing so far, I'm calling it Saving of a Nation by Joseph Hack. This ministry, which I call it, was given to me by the Lord to the streets of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. In the Bible, it says this in Galatians chapter 2, verse 20. I have been crucified with Christ, and it is no longer I who live, but Christ who lives in me. In the life which I now live in the flesh, I live by faith in the Son of God, who loved me and gave himself up for me. The ministry that the Lord had gave me to the streets of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, began to formulate many years ago. I would be driving along in my car or riding along in a trolley car and see these monuments or memorials, as I would call them, on the streets of Philadelphia. They consisted of stuffed animals and crosses. They signified young people who had been shot and died. Drugs played a role in some of those deaths. I would also read a newspaper or read on the internet. I would see on television and hear on the radio of somebody dying by a gunshot wound. I would even find out about a little child being gunned down by a drive-by shooting. I would hear of gang wars, drug wars, and people who were killed by those wars. During those times, we had two incidences in front of our home. One young person, and then another young person, who were both shot, but still remained alive after the shooting. The scene of one of those monuments, or hearing of one death by gunshot or because of drugs, should at the very least get your attention, get you sad, get you angry. It should make you want to do something about it. You should want to change the situation, but how is one to go about doing so? It is a very difficult question to answer, and many are afraid to want to ask that question. What can we do about it? One may not even care to ask that question, considering their fear. To ask of them for help in doing something about it can be futile. There are others who just go about their business. As for myself, I just began to pray, Lord, what can we do to change these things that happen? That was the only thing that I could do, or one can do at that time. Another time I sat down on the 36th trolley at 73rd Street and Elmwood Avenue in Philadelphia, Southeast Philadelphia. And by the time we were only a few blocks up the street, two ladies had sat down in front of me. First words out of their mouths were stories about two people who they personally knew were killed by guns. First woman told of somebody that she knew was killed on Saturday, and the other woman told somebody that she knew was killed on that Sunday, 1 or 2 days before our trial. In 2011, at the place where I work at night, a co-worker of mine named Earl, again a young black man, who I consider a friend, had a brother who he loved dearly shot in the head, 2 blocks away from his home. When he told me of this, my heart was hit hard with that news. My heart sank. Total compassion came over me for him, for his mom, and his family. He actually saying since the 10 summers ago in 2009, I received an answer from the Lord. This time we again experienced some of the very same circumstances in front of our neighbors' front doorsteps, Steve and Virginia Young, and John Patrick and his home, and others around the city of Philadelphia every week. That summer in front of Steve and Virginia's home, someone was shot and killed by 2 men that were waiting for him to come out of the house. We heard that he came back from Florida. They knew that he was in the house, his house at the time. Came out, they ran after him with their gun shooting. He died. What comes to mind immediately, he was over a real drugs. Another incident that summer happened in Elmwood Park, located in Bruce Avenue and Dix Avenues, between 71st Street and 72nd Street. A young African man was shot and killed as he sat with two friends in the park. Two others ran and got away. The shooter wanted the man's money, and they had been so that we could achieve. My wife for a long time had been saying that we should move here to New Jersey. And I said no, the Lord will protect us. After what happened in front of Steve and Regina's house, Steve said that he and his wife and family were moved. While later he said no, he will not be intimidated. He said that we will stay with Jesus. I said to Steve and Regina, we are Christians. We believe in Jesus Christ, the Bible, and we believe in praying. Let us take the Bible and prayer onto the street corners and ask God to bring change to our neighborhood, remembering to confess our own sins. We use as the basis for our going out to our street corners the scripture taken from the Bible, 2 Chronicles chapter 7, verse 14, Old Testament. If my people who are called by my name will humble themselves and pray, seek my face, and turn from their wicked ways, then I will hear from heaven, and I will forgive their sin, and will heal their land. Since we have been bringing our Bibles and our prayers to the street corners for 30 years with 72nd and Dix Avenues, we believe we can say that there has not been one gunshot on our street since. Our very own personal comfort levels have risen as far as gunshots are concerned. On my day job, a young man named Jeremy became my supervisor and explained to me how his street that he and his family lives on had been having much trouble, which made he and his wife and children very unsafe. I then proceeded to tell him of the ministry that with the help of the Lord, I tried to rescue. A few neighbors and I on Saturday mornings at 8 o'clock a.m. would go to a street corners, reading the Bible and praying in Jesus' name. Since we had been doing that, the gunshots had stopped, our comfort levels had risen. Same could be for your street, I told him. I went home to tell my wife that we should tonight pray for a situation during the family devotion, which we did. I also told my wife to pray about this situation during the prayer meeting she was attending that night. I told Jeremy that we prayed, and since doing so, we said that on his street, his family feels much safer. It's been a while, though, since we have prayed and read the Bible on the street. There were obviously very many stories such as these in and around the city of Fairfield, and around the country, almost anywhere we live. Somebody has to stand up, step up, sound the battle cry. We will go forward with me into battle. No weapon that is formed against you will prosper. Next chapter. The people are full of fear, full of worry, and full of confusion. Moreover, they do not trust the Almighty. Psalm 2. Why are the nations in an uproar? And the people grumble in vain? They complain and cry out to each other for help against the enemy. And they do so in vain, for there is no one who can help them except the men. The earth's kings are taking position, and the leaders conspire together against their own people, and even this against the Lord and his enemies. But even so, the Lord Almighty says, be still and know that I am God. I will be exalted among the nations. I will be exalted in the earth. The Lord Almighty is with us. The God of Jacob is our fortress. Psalm 33, verse 6 through 11. In Exodus chapter 14, verse 13, Moses answered the people, do not be afraid. Stand firm, and you will see the deliverance the Lord will bring you today. The Egyptians you see today. you will never see again. The Lord will fight for you. You need only to be still. And in the book of Isaiah, the prophet Isaiah, chapter 54, verse 17, Isaiah says, "No weapon forged against you will prevail. You will defeat every tongue that accuses you. This is the heritage of the servants of the Lord. This is their vindication from me. The Lord will vindicate his righteous ones." Refer to the entire chapter 54 of Isaiah. Not just verse 17, but the whole chapter. And again in Psalm 46, verse 1 through 3, verse 6 and 9 through 10. In Psalm 46. We read, "God is our refuge and strength, and ever-present help in time of trouble. Therefore we will not fear, though the earth gives way, and the mountains fall into the heart of the sea. Though the waters roar and foam, and the mountains quake with their surge. Nations are in an uproar, kingdoms fall. He lifts his voice, and the earth melts. He makes war cease to the ends of the earth. He breaks the bow and shatters the spear. He burns the shields with fire. He says, be still and know that I am God. I will be exalted among the nations. I will be exalted in the earth." Take comfort and courage, all who look to Jesus and trust in him always. Read the entire Psalm 46, not just verses 1 through 3, 6, and 10. The entire Psalm 46. In the New Testament, in 2 Timothy chapter 2, verse 3 through 7, Apostle Paul tells us to join with him in suffering like a good soldier of Jesus Christ. Join with me in suffering like a good soldier of Christ Jesus. No one servant as a soldier gets entangled in civilian affairs, but rather tries to please the one who enlists him. An athlete is not crowned unless he competes according to rules. Excuse me. It is a hard-working farmer who ought to have the first share of the crops. Think over what I say, for the Lord will give you understanding in everything. Paul asks us to join with him in suffering like a good soldier of Jesus Christ. We are not saved to live in peace and safety in this world, but to fight the good fight of faith. We are not to be so bogged down with our own cares, so as to be entangled in them, that we forget that there is a fierce war going on, and that has to do with the saving or losing of the souls of men. Many of us do not even realize that when we were called by the Lord to salvation, we were also at the same time enlisted by the Lord to be subject to his cross, and to pick up that cross daily, follow him in our lives, and just like him, to suffer for the sake of the lost and for the safety of God's people. I will end there, but stay tuned to more of my book. Who is responsible for the shooting deaths here in the United States? It's Joseph Atkins, Fancy Thanksgiving. I will be back. Stay tuned.